Hey guys, welcome back to Prestel Jake. In today's video, we're going to be showing you how to set up multi-WAN on the Marble GL-iNet router, which is a pretty cool router. Now, what is multi-LAN? WAN, it's not land, multi-WAN, what that is. So just say you've got a 5G router in your house. And you've also got like a cable connection or fiber connection coming into your house as well, and you pay for both. And you can't combine those speeds together. Well, with the Marble, you can. So you can actually combine the speeds in together, which can actually boost your connection, which is kind of good. So you can have lots quicker. So just say your 5G is only bringing in, let's just say, for my example, I think it's about, I can't see the screen at the moment. Let's just say 50 megabits, your 5G, and then your cable internet's bringing in 100. So what you could basically do by increasing those two WAN, you have to plug two internet cables in to this, you'll be able to increase your speed to 150 megabits, basically something like that. So in my case, I'm getting around 100 down on cable internet, and we're getting about 50, it is capped at 100 as well, but I don't get 100 on the 5G internet, if that makes sense. So if we're lucky, at the end of the video, when we finish it up, we will get a total speed of 200 megabits per second. Now again, you can go a lot quicker, but just keep this in mind before you continue throughout the video. If you've got your cable internet or 5G internet is basically both of them can do a gig, which is 1,000 megabits. Don't do this, don't follow through with this video because this specific router is capped at exporting. So using one of the LAN ports, so plugging that LAN port into another router or computer is 1,000 megabits, which is 1 gig. So if you've got 2 gigs coming in, you're not gonna see 2 gigs coming out of this cable. You can see it on Wi-Fi, but only the Wi-Fi 5 gigahertz. The Wi-Fi 2.4 is capped at 576, some ridiculous number like that. So yeah, I don't recommend you do that. But the best thing to do, what I would recommend, if you can, is have your 2 WANs. So this means coming from 2 different modems, which is either your cable internet or your 5G. Both of them, plug them in, which one of them will plug into the WAN port, which is there. And then the other will plug into the LAN 2. And this one, you can plug this into an external router or computer or whatever, or you don't have to plug anything in there at all. You can just connect to the Wi-Fi on this device. But keep in mind, you want to be connecting to the 5 gigahertz, not the 2.5, because the 2.5 is capped basically at 600 meg. It's a bit lower than that, but it's capped. You can't go any higher, so I highly wouldn't recommend it. Okay, so that's basically the setup right here, there. So we're going to go through it a little bit in a sec. And yeah, I would love to know what you think and how it goes. And also, if you're new to the channel or existing to the channel, I'd love you guys to join my Discord, which is actually on the About section on my YouTube channel. It should be the 3rd link. Click on that, join the my Discord page right there. So let's set this up and show you basically how well it goes. Now, if I move a bit, you should be able to see how fast my internet currently is. Hopefully you can. No, you can't. I don't think you can see that clear enough. Basically over there, it's saying, oh, actually it's really bad. 27 megabits is what we've currently pulled in from 5G. So again, it's peak time, it's 7 PM here at the moment. So let's go configure this. So we'll plug this in. And then remember, just because I'm not gonna be able to take you out there, what you need to be doing, either plug, what is that doing? Plug your cable internet here and plug your 5G here, or whichever you want, it doesn't really matter. Have 2 of your WANs coming in, okay? And then we'll be back on the computer and showing you how to configure it. It's already configured, but we'll re-go through the process to make sure nothing goes wrong. All right, guys, so make sure you do that and we'll be back in a sec. Hey guys, so to get started and get this whole process started, basically you need to jump into this IP address. So make sure you connect to the right Wi-Fi and make sure you type in this IP address. So that'll be that one just right there that I'm highlighting. So just make sure you're typing that in. Don't write any of that other rubbish in. Just literally just write that, okay? After you've wrote that in, it's gonna ask for the password. If you don't know it, if you've never been to this page before, you just need to write the password in the back of the modem. That should be correct. And then you'll be greeted to this page here. Now, I've already set up a few things. So as you can see, I've already got 2 internets coming in. So the top one is going to be from my cable internet. The bottom one is from my 5G. And then the middle one is just a repeater. You can set all 3 up very easily to do. but I wouldn't recommend it unless you've got a third network on top of having cable internet, 5G internet. You could have a third one. If you do, go crazy with it. You really can do that. But I don't have a third internet. So I've just connected that generally to the 5G. No really reason to do that. It's not going to increase the speed, okay? Because the IP address is going to be the same. So it's not going to increase it even more. So if you don't have a third source of internet coming in, don't worry about setting that up. Okay, so basically what you want to do, so under Ethernet 2, on your case, it's going to say change to WAN. Because I've already got it set to WAN, we don't need to do that, but it will normally say change to WAN if you haven't set this up before. Then your 5G internet or whatever your second source of internet is will come up here. If it's green, it means good. So basically, after you've done all this, you want to jump over to network and you want to go over to multi-WAN or multi-WAN. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Jump into over here. Now that's all set up. We don't need to fiddle around with that. I would recommend changing your sensitivity to 0.5. So if there's any change at all, it will quickly affect and it won't take too long. So I would recommend changing it to 0.5 if you want. Again, that's optional. Now, just want to explain this because this is where a lot of people get really confused and things just do not work. Okay, so first of all, what is this option? What is this failover? What is that? So basically what that is, you can set this up, but this is not going to increase your internet speed. So basically what this is, we'll click on it anyway just to go. So you can normally change like where which is. So basically here as number 1, you have cable internet. If cable internet goes offline, the second option is going to kick into 5G internet. If 5G internet kicks off, gone offline, then it will go to the repeater. If that goes offline, you lose internet altogether. So it's like a backup kind of thing, which we don't want to set up. So this is like a backup mode. Only do this if you don't want to ever lose connection. Okay, that's basically what that is. But the load balance is basically going to try and give you the fastest speed. Now what you want to do is, depending on how many internets you've got coming in, you want to set it to, as I've set it up, as 3. So basically just say Ethernet 2 fails, but repeater's working. That means it will balance the internet out. So basically what you want to do, if you've got 3 different sources of internet coming in, you want to go 3, 3, 3, and then you just want to apply that. Then you're going to start getting a combined internet connection. So after doing all that, because I already set it up, we should be able to see a massive difference when we jump into the speed test. Now, another thing that you're going to find as well, I'll just mention, is sometimes it's going to switch through different providers. So for example, 5G is through Vodafone. However, my cable connection isn't through Vodafone. So a few times, maybe if I refresh it, it may change the provider. It will just switch throughout because you can't have 2 IP addresses coming in. Only one can be displayed. So that's the interesting thing, because if we go to my IP address, I believe it will be different again. Let's just quickly check, see if it's coming up as Vodafone. So it is coming up as Vodafone actually, which is ironic. So yes, they're using the Vodafone IP address, which is coming from 5G, but they're not showing the cable IP address. So let's just see what speeds we're jumping into at the moment. And let's just see what we got going on. So that is very much 5G speeds, as we saw before. So that is a sign that it's not working. So we'll have to go back in there and reconfigure that, because that's not working. So that's a plain, simple result that didn't work. So sometimes what you need to do, because I was fiddling around with things, we're going to just save it to the failover, and then we're going to go back to the load balance, and that should fix things, I hope. So you run into a lot of issues with when you muck around with stuff like this. It can be a bit annoying. Like sometimes you can smooth sail through it, and sometimes there's going to be a problem. But once you set it up, it should generally work. If not, you might have to reboot it. Let's just see if that IP address changed, which it didn't. So for some reason, it's defaulting the 5G internet, which is obviously the slower internet. So we'll just redo that again. Okay, so as you can see here, it's changed, it's switched the provider. So now this is coming from the cable internet, this right here, that's coming from cable. And as you can see, it has actually balanced them both together. So we're now getting 182 for the download. And for the upload, I would hope it would be high. Okay, my hope isn't very good today. Looking at around 4 megabits for that. Okay, so it's working. It is working. And we're going to go to the IP address and see if that's changed, which it hasn't. So in some cases, what can happen is if you go to what's my IP, whatever what's my IP you want to try, there's multiple different ones you can go with. Sometimes it will have a different IP address. So for example, what's my IP? This isn't that website, but it's an IP, thing. It's telling me I'm through Vodafone, which is correct. That's the 5G. But if we go to speed test, it's telling me I'm not, which is correct because it's using the cable IP address. Bit confusing, but it's working. So we'll just do another speed test again, just to make sure everything is working. And you can kind of see that it is increasing your internet speed. You are getting better internet speed. And if you're paying for both, why not combine them into one internet speed? That's what I say. So yeah, we're getting around the 100. So basically, somehow, the cable internet is 100 megabits. And before I only got like 30 megabits on 5G. The fact that we're getting 186 is pretty incredible because it's way faster what we'd initially be getting. So that's basically that. The upload sucks. Like that really sucks. I think something's going wrong there because I'm pretty sure I paid for 10 upload on cable. The fact that I'm getting 3, not a good sign. So there's definitely a downscale there. We're getting an upscale on the download, but the upload, that's just tragic. And that's basically everything on how to set it up. Now, if you want to really go advanced and get like really, really great speeds, I'm not going to say it's going to be exceptionally great because I have done a video on this before and it did fail dramatically. But if you buy the Flint 2, there's also a Flint 3 coming out. There is on the back of that, I think it has 2 WAN ports, but one of them is 2.5. So if you've got around 2 gigs coming in from cable, and then you've got 5G, you could probably knock that up a bit higher, and you could potentially get up to 3 gigabits per second. However, I think the internet port only supports up to 2.5. So again, if you do that, you're going to have to just use the Wi-Fi onboard router, the Wi-Fi on the router, and that should go pretty quick. I'm not too sure specifically how fast it will go, but if you're wanting to try and get into those gigabit connections and really boost yourself up there, go the Flint. You can't go wrong. They're the most powerful router that GL-iNet has, so definitely try that out. And if you want us to look into that again, let us know down below, but at the moment, I'd have to upgrade my internet plans because we're capped at 100 meg download at the moment. So that's the current configuration, and you can see in this video that it did work. But you can have headaches with it, and that is one thing you need to really tell yourself, because when you do this, you can run into huge problems. Sometimes you have to reboot the router. Problems happen. I haven't tried this with any other different company. I know TP-Link do it as well. I don't have a router to do that, but I'm not sure if it would perform better on TP-Link than GL-iNet. But that's basically the setup video, guys. If you found it helpful, let us know down below. And thanks again for watching the video. And remember, if you're new, subscribe and join our Discord if you want to just have a chat, discussions. If you're having issues like this, would love to hear it in the chat there. You can also private DM me on the Discord as well. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Let us know if this helped.